Hmm. Earlier also. Welcome back everyone, and this is my second video on the sources of law, and here we are going to talk about the further sources of law. So we have already said studied the legislations as a source of law and the customs as a source of law. Now the judicial precedents. So these are again used as one of the source of law, and it is a very important source. So judicial precedents basically states the doctrine of stare decisis. That means whatever is said by the judiciary, that will be adhered, that will be followed by the lower courts, adhering and relying to the earlier decisions made by the courts. So, like the Supreme Court has given a rule or High Court has given a ruling, then that will be followed by the all the lower courts. The lower court, then that particular court. Even that court also will follow its own decisions in the future. Okay, the decisions of the lower bench. So, if Supreme Court has given a decision by a lower bench, that means a bench of two judges, it can be overruled by a bench of five judges, like three judges or five judges or something. It cannot be overruled or it cannot be changed by a bench of same number of judges. Like if two judges has given a decision, then it will be followed by a single bench judge as well as the divisional bench judge, but it can be changed by the third three bench judge. In this regard, we have a case, Union of India versus K.S. Subramaniam. This particular case said that If there is any inconsistency in the decision within the benches of the same court, then the decision of the larger bench will be followed. So there are three types of key principles which are followed in making a judicial president as a law. First is consistency, that it should be consistent. It means there should not be any type of gap in the decision. Hierarchy means basically lower court's decision will not be considered as a precedent. Only the high court decision will be followed by the lower court. Then the judges, they are bound by their own decision also. Okay, so if same bench is giving the same decision, then they were bound. If larger bench is given, then only they are not bound. Then the next source is the justice, equity, and good conscience. It is basically a principle based on moral values. So whenever any judge feels that the laws which are present in any particular case is inadequate, out of date, or unjust, it means the time has changed and now you need to change the law. For example, in giving any judgment related to homosexuality, even if it is criminalized in our law, but then also the judge in Navtesh Singh Johhar's case, they have held that it is not criminal. It is no more a criminal act. So because that law has become out of date, so by applying these three principles, justice, equity, and good conscience, that it should be for the betterment of the public, it should be just to the public, it should be adhering to the rights of the public. The decisions are made. So, equity, good conscience, fairness, and justice. All these principles are kept in mind by the judges whenever they decide any particular case, and that also becomes one of the sources of law. That whatever is good for the people, whatever is moral for the people, should be upheld, and whatever is immoral, even if written in the law, that should not be upheld, or that should be removed. Okay, then the last one is the conventional law, which is the international treaties, agreements, and all conventions. They again became the part of the law, Indian law. So with the globalization, all of the countries, they have come together and they enter into many agreements together. So for that, they whenever they enter into any agreement, they make laws like environmental laws. We have a lot of treaties on it, and those laws they uh, whenever the country India signs those laws, ratify those laws, then they become part of the municipal laws also. We have to implement those laws in our country also. So that is one of the kind of the conventional law. So United Nations is one of the international organization, World Trade Organizations, International Labor Organization. So these are different international organizations which make laws, treaties, and these are ratified by the countries and then they are implemented in their municipal laws. So that again becomes one of the source of law. So these are the different sources of law. I hope you understood the class. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.